Hello again, my name is Rodney Reynolds and welcome to another video review. Today I'm looking at the Sentey GSP1000-SM 1000W power supply. Okay, let me unbox this product first. As you can see, there is plastic wrap on the outside of the box. I love boxes that have plastic wrap on it because I know that nobody else's grubby hands have been all over it. Now, the box does look quite nice. All kinds of information about the product on the box. Pictures as well, which is good. Good if you're picking it up in store, but if you're picking it up online, well, I guess it doesn't really matter a whole lot. So let me take this protective seal and plastic off of it. Oh, just like Christmas. Crunch, crunch, crunch. And it continues to crunch. We have a handle here at the top. You have the love boxes also with handles. Overall, this is a great box. Okay, let me pop the little tab out here. That's the only place you can open this, I believe, yes. And now let's have a look inside. Styrofoam at the top. The power supply is in a plastic bag. Let me take that out first. Power cord also in a plastic bag. Thumb screws, there are 4. You see them, silver thumb screws in a plastic bag. We have product warranty, the user's manual, and a little pouch which has the modular leads in it. Now let me have a closer look at the power supply. Now the golden steel power line of power supplies are currently available in a number of wattages ranging from 650 watts all the way up to 1000 watts. I will be reviewing the 1000 watt model. Now how is this wattage determined? Well, to understand that, you need to know what rails are. Rails are basically well-regulated transformers which convert domestic current into the voltages that your computer system can use, and there are essentially 2 different rails, the 3.3/5 volt rail and the 12 volt rail. In this particular case, the approximate maximum peak output of the 3.3/5 volt rail is 120 watts, and the 12 volt is 996 watts, which is essentially how the wattage of this power supply is determined. The 3.3/5 volt rail is responsible for the motherboard, memory, PCI cards, and so on, while the 12 volt rail is responsible for the hard drives, optical drives, fans, CPU, video cards, etc. Also, it's important to know the peak amps on each rail. Well, the plus 3.3 volt and the plus 5 volt rails are 24 amps each, and there is a huge single plus 12 volt rail, and it's a very impressive 83 amps. Now, there are a number of important things to remember when selecting a power supply. The first is wattage. You want to determine how much wattage you're going to require by the amount of hardware that you will be installing. Generally speaking, a medium to high-end gaming rig would require a 500 to 700 watt power supply. For a hardcore system, select a power supply that's around 800 watts. If, however, you are building an extreme gaming rig with a top-of-the-line, multiple video card setup with lots of other hardware, select a power supply that's 1000 watts or greater. Second, it should be at or above 80% efficient at typical load. The efficiency of this power supply is well above that, between 87 to 90%, under 20 to 100% loading. Third, it should meet the latest ATX and other current standards, environmental directives, over voltage, under voltage, and other protections. This power supply meets all current standards. Fourth, I'd recommend choosing a power supply that has APFC. APFC, or active power factor correction, assists the power supply in being more efficient and therefore stable under load. APFC basically reduces total harmonics, corrects input voltage, and allows for full input voltage range. Thankfully, this power supply has APFC. Fifth, there are 3 main certifications: 80+, NVIDIA SLI, and AMD Crossfire, or ATI Crossfire if you prefer. Many of today's high-end power supplies meet one or more of these certifications. Now, this power supply is certified to meet the 80 plus gold requirement. However, it doesn't meet the NVIDIA SLI or AMD Crossfire requirements. Is that a big deal? No, not really, unless you really want to have a power supply with that certification stamped on it. It will still be able, to power NVIDIA SLI and AMD Crossfire setups. Sixth, look for a power supply that uses Japanese capacitors. This ensures a much more reliable product than a power supply with low-grade capacitors, and thankfully this power supply does use Japanese brand capacitors. Now finally, get a power supply that has enough leads for your setup. Also consider a power supply that has a modular design because it reduces the cable mess inside of the case. Also, it's important to get a power supply with an excellent warranty, and this one has a brilliant warranty of 7 years. This power supply has a matte black paint finish, and the housing is steel. They include a very large but quiet 140 millimeter fan with a recessed grill. And by the way, I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the review. They have some protective plastic here on their logo. I'll just peel that off now so it's nice and shiny. So this fan and the ventilation ensures that the inside of the power supply remains cool in almost any environment. Here's the power cable connection and the power switch. This power supply has lots of sleeved leads. Now, some of them are hardwired into the power supply, the main motherboard leads, as well as a couple of PCI Express leads, but the remaining are, thankfully, flat, flexible, modular leads, and these are fantastic because you only need to use the ones that you require for your particular setup. This looks cool, but it also cuts down on all that cable mess inside of the case, and therefore it does improve airflow inside of the case. Finally, have a listen to the 140 millimeter fan. Now, if you're in the market for a quality power supply that needs to be 80 plus gold certified, come with a quiet 140 millimeter fan, have mostly flat, flexible, modular leads, and have a 7-year warranty, well, this product might be for you. Now, remember that this power supply is currently not NVIDIA SLI or AMD Crossfire certified, but overall, this is a kick-ass product. Until next time, take care.